Hello and good day. I will be discussing about Gestalt therapy along with its key components as well as its therapeutic process and techniques. So these are all the things that's going to be covered in this discussion. So to give you an overview, Gestalt therapy is a humanistic and experiential psychotherapy approach developed by Fritz Perls and Laura Perls in the 1940s. It focuses on the individual's present experiences, emphasizing personal responsibility and self-awareness. So Fritz Perls, a German psychiatrist and Gestalt therapy developer, was born in Berlin in 1893, and he joined the German army in 1916 and served as a medic in World War I, leading him to develop Gestalt psychology. Perls worked with Kurt Goldstein at the Goldstein Institute for Brain Damaged Soldiers in Frankfurt, where he learned the importance of viewing humans as a whole rather than a sum of discretely functioning parts. Perls met his wife, Laura Perls, who was earning her PhD with Goldstein. Perls established the New York Institute for Gestalt Therapy in 1952 and later moved to Big Sur, California, where he conducted workshops and seminars at the Esalen Institute. Laura Perls, a pianist and a psychoanalyst, had a rich background and began her practice as a psychoanalyst. They married in 1930 and had two children while living and practicing in South Africa. Laura continued to be the mainstay for the New York Institute for Gestalt Therapy after Fritz abandoned his family. Laura Perls believed that Fritz was a generator, not a developer or organizer. She paid a great deal of attention to contact and support, which differed from Fritz's focus on intrapsychic phenomena and awareness. Laura thought that every Gestalt therapist needs to develop their own therapeutic style and that whatever is integrated in our personality becomes support for what we use technically. So, as for key concepts, first we have the view of human nature. With a paternalistic approach to Gestalt therapy, Fritz Perls concentrated on his clients' growth, self sufficiency, and the reintegration of disowned aspects of their personalities. Field theory, phenomenology, and existential philosophy are the foundations of Gestalt view of human nature. The goal of therapy is to promote greater awareness of and interaction or contact with internal and external environments. The process of integration and reowning portions of oneself that have been disowned continues step by step until clients are able to pursue personal development. Gestalt therapy operates under the assumption that people who are aware of their environment are capable of self regulation. According to the Gestalt theory of change, being true to who we are leads to more genuine change than striving to be someone we're not. Gestalt therapists don't rely on therapist directed change. Instead, they concentrate on creating conditions that support clients' growth. So, next is we have some principles of Gestalt therapy theory. Gestalt therapy disregards individual characteristics in favor of treating the whole person. Gestalt therapists focus on the figure and ground elements of therapy, attending to a client's ideas, feelings, actions, body, memories, and dreams. They determine the client's background through nonverbal cues, tone of voice, and body language. Additionally, they focus on the person's integration and interactions with the surroundings, which is known as attending to the obvious. So basically, it aims to view a person and their entirety instead of paying attention to aspects only, and that refers to holism. Next, we have field theory, which highlights the importance of the organism in its surroundings and context. Is the foundation of Gestalt therapy. According to this theory, everything is relational, dynamic, interconnected, and in a state of flux, meaning it is constantly changing. Therapists concentrate on the boundary that separates an individual from its surroundings. Another is the figure formation process. Gestalt psychologists establish the idea of figure formation process as a way to organize a person's experience moment by moment. It entails determining an environment's foreground and background, as well as how each becomes the center of focus and attention. This process is influenced by an individual's prevalent demands at a particular time. Next is the process of figure formation is associated with organismic self-regulation, in which an interest, need, or experience alters the equilibrium of the organism. Based on the resources in their environment and their own abilities, organisms control themselves. People may take action to promote growth or to bring everything back into balance. The figure formation process directs therapeutic activity, concentrating on the interest or needs of the client to attain balance or transformation. Next key concept is the now. The Gestalt approach places a strong emphasis on living in the present moment to the fullest rather than dwelling on the past or future. Gestalt therapists emphasize discussion in the present tense, asking what and how questions that encourage now awareness. Polster and Polster's theory says that power is in the present. They put aside preconceived notions and presumptions regarding a client's background. Gestalt therapy seeks to assist clients in addressing prior events that may have influenced their attitudes or behavior, as well as helping them become aware of their current experience. To assist their clients remember their traumas, therapists may encourage them to bring the fantasy here or play out their former events. For instance, a client may use an empty chair to represent their father when discussing a traumatic event from their early years. Another one is the unfinished business. Manifested in unexpressed feelings like resentment, anger, and guilt, creates emotional debris that interferes with present centered awareness. Gestalt therapists focus on the bodily experience as unexpressed feelings often result in physical sensations or problems. The impasse or stuck point occurs when external support is unavailable or customary ways do not work. The counselor assists clients by providing situations that encourage them to fully experience their impasse, allowing them to accept their frustrations and accept their true selves. Another key concept we have here is the contact and resistances to contact. Gestalt therapy emphasizes the importance of contact for change and growth, involving various forms of contact such as seeing, hearing, smelling, touching, and moving. Basically, all our five senses. Effective contact requires clear awareness, full energy, and the ability to express oneself. Barriers such as contact and withdrawal are necessary for healthy functioning. However, resistances to contact such as introjection, projection, retroflexion, deflection, and confluence can prevent us from experiencing the present fully. Introjection involves accepting others' beliefs without assimilating them, while projection disowns certain aspects of ourselves and blames others for our problems. Retroflexion interrupts action and can lead to depression and psychosomatic complaints. Deflection distracts and depletes contact, while confluence blurs the distinction between the self and the environment. Gestalt therapy encourages clients to become more aware of their dominant styles of blocking contact and resistance. Gestalt therapy also focuses on energy location, usage, and blocking. Block energy is defensive behavior manifested through tension, posture, and other behaviors. Therapists help clients identify and transform block energy into adaptive behaviors. They encourage clients to recognize the resistance and explore tension states such as exaggerating tight mouths and shaking legs to discover how they are diverting energy and hindering their expression of aliveness. By addressing these blocks, clients can improve their overall well being. As for the therapeutic process, the Gestalt therapy typically involves the following steps. First, we have building a relationship. A connection based on trust and support is developed between the therapist and the client. This is necessary to provide a secure environment where the client may talk about their thoughts and experiences freely. Awareness is next, where the therapist assists the client in increasing their awareness of thoughts, emotions, physical sensations, and actions in the present moment. Numerous methods which will be discussed after this can be used to achieve this. Third, we have experimentation. The therapist can assist the client in trying out new concepts for their emotions, thoughts, and behaviors once they have a better grasp of their current situation. The client may be able to break free from established routines and open up new opportunities for themselves as a result. And lastly, integration. Mind, body, and emotions start to become integrated as the client processes their experiences and tries out new ways of living. This results in increased self acceptance, self awareness, and self development. Gestalt therapy can be used to treat a wide range of issues, including anxiety, depression, relationship problems, trauma, and addiction. It's also effective for people who are simply looking to improve their self-awareness and personal growth. Which brings us to therapeutic techniques and procedures, which will be given examples after each. So, gestalt therapy exercises that are most often utilized and well known include dream work, experimentation, role playing, empty chair method, and present moment awareness. First, we have empty chair method. The empty chair technique is a gestalt technique that involves a client talking to an empty chair to resolve old issues and conflicts. This technique is used to explore relationships and internal conflicts. The client sits in one chair and talks to an empty chair that represents another person or part of themselves. The therapist then can help the client to deepen the dialogue and to gain insights into their own thoughts and feelings. An example could be a client who is struggling with anger issues might sit in the empty chair and talk to their angry self. The therapist might encourage the client to ask their angry selves questions like, "What are you angry about?" and "What do you need from me?" By engaging in this dialogue, the client can begin to understand the root of their anger and to develop new ways of coping with it. Next is role plays and reenactments, another popular gestalt therapy method that includes assisting clients in practicing certain skills in the present during a session is role plays and reenactments. In role plays and reenactments, a scenario is always created for the client and occasionally the therapist to act out during the treatment session. These interventions can be used to detect and modify patterns, address underlying difficulties, and settle unresolved conflicts. Example is when a client can be asked to reenact a certain scenario in their life, like a father and a son having an argument. The client will be asked to reenact that scenario and have the therapist play a role. Next, we have dream work. Reenacting a client's dream inside a therapy session is known as dream work in Gestalt therapy. The main objective of Gestalt therapy, which is essentially present focus, is to always bring prior memories, ideas, and even dreams into the present. Gestalt therapists utilize dreams not to analyze clients, as in another systems of psychotherapy and analysis, but to assist clients overcome blockages and develop awareness. Example could be a client experiencing vivid dreams may be asked to reenact or role play these dreams to bring up emotions, underlying thoughts, and associated issues. The client may then be asked to identify the main conflict within the dream and then act this conflict out in therapy using the therapist or the empty chair technique. The therapist may then ask questions like, "What did you want to happen next?" or "How should this end?" in order to help the client resolve unfinished business or conflicts. And lastly, we have present moment awareness. Gestalt therapists constantly work in the present to follow their client's body language and identify small variations that reflect their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Many gestalt techniques require clients to observe, track, and report changes in their body, thoughts, and feelings in an effort to help them become more self aware during treatment sessions. Example could be a client may be asked to track sensations in their body when they think about a certain past traumatic event in order to build awareness of how this still affects them now. So, to wrap things up, here is a summary of what Gestalt therapy is. So, again, Gestalt therapy is a form of psychotherapy that emphasizes the importance of the present moment, self awareness, and personal responsibility in the process of personal growth and healing. Developed in the 1940s by Fritz Perls and Laura Perls, it views individuals as holistic beings and encourages them to focus on their current experiences rather than dwelling on the past or future. The therapy process involves exploring feelings, thoughts, and behaviors in the present, which, with techniques like the empty chair method, dialogue, or dream work, It's a humanistic and experiential approach that aims to help individuals gain insight into their lives and integrate fragmented experiences into a more coherent sense of self. And as promising as it looks, Gestalt therapy, however, has its cons. Gestalt therapy has come under criticism for emphasizing the present, which some believe hinders the process of resolving long term problems or previous traumas. Its concentration on self awareness combined with its attention to others and the outside environment can result in narcissism or complacent self absorption. It is also argued that using experimental methods such as dream work and role playing, which might relive traumatic experiences, may be dangerous. The evaluation of Gestalt therapy's efficacy is made more difficult by the absence of a well defined theoretical framework, since the approach emphasizes knowing the individuals by experience rather than theoretical ideas. These objections draw attention to the necessity for a more complex analysis of the efficacy of Gestalt therapy. So, Gestalt therapy is a valuable approach that promotes self awareness and personal growth. It's essential for individuals who are looking to gain a deeper understanding of themselves and their relationships. The experiential techniques used can be transformative when guided by a skilled therapist. However, it's important to acknowledge that it might not be suitable for everyone and might not be the best choice for addressing severe mental health issues. Just like other methods and treatment options, they work best when combined with other methods. Gestalt therapy is a useful tool, but probably wouldn't be enough of a method on its own and might lack essential tools or concepts for a more productive treatment. Personally, I find this interesting due to the idea and emphasis on the present, since I always advocate focusing on what's here and now and is kind of my motto in life. But I cannot help but think that the past and future always bothers me. And as much as I would like to agree that this method is good on its own, it might still fall short on certain aspects that could come in handy for therapy. Having options in treatment would be beneficial rather than settling with one method and miss to acknowledge other things that are also of value. So these are all the references that's been used for this discussion and this learning material. And that will be all. Thank you for listening.